First and foremost, before I get started with this lesson, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kahawadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well and have taught me this truth, peace, and salutations unto the hopeful elect. The temple of King David, scattered through the four corners of the earth. And to you, I say, Shalom. Hey, Shalom to you, Akim. Shalom to you, very few sincere Akwaf. You Akwaf that want to truly listen and truly get an understanding, right? And Shalom to the 144,000. You know, this is going to be a quick response to this lady here. She had asked me a few questions on the comment board. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to address, right, her questions that she, sent me on the comment board. Now, me and this lady, we actually had a dialogue back and forth, and everything. And, I want to say a couple months back, but just recently, I want to say within a day or a couple hours or something like that, she asked me more questions. So I just told myself that I would, do a video, right? And, Yahweh Ratazah, again, this lesson will be edifying for you women that are out there, right? You aged women, now there's nothing wrong, to be aged. If you ask me, it is what it is. But anyway, just wanted to respond, to this woman here's lesson. If you run across this lesson, I would hope that you would learn something, so let's see here. So I had did Shalakia. I had a few responses from this lady here. Now I, came on her comment board and I said something, about 5 months ago. And I'll just read it. It says, "It's great that you are waking up to this truth, but as a sister, you really shouldn't be reading scriptures on camera. That's the prophet's job. If you are confused what a prophetess is, look it up, Shalom." And I wanted to, read that there because this is how the conversation started. I noticed that, she was, doing videos on YouTube, and, she seems like, she knows what's going on, but, we all know that, that the prophet's job, right, is to teach, right? And we also know that, the prophets are men. You see that? And when you go into the word prophetess, right, it really usually just means a woman that's married to a prophet, man. You see? So, that's why it's very important to look up words. You see that? And, I was watching this video here from Daily Edification, Daily Exhortation Apostle or Elder Apostle Gabar. And I hope that this kind of situation doesn't turn in, or the situation that the apostle did a video on doesn't turn into this right here. It's very simple, especially if if the spirit is supping with you in order for you to understand, right? And I'm gonna say this too: a lot of you women out there, you guys really should be trying to seek men of the Lord, And, a lot of, what we think today a man of the Lord is someone that goes to church and all of that. That's why you got to read Acts chapter 7, verse 48. You see? But anyway, so let's jump down here to the most recent comments. And, we did have a dialogue. So a couple hours ago, I had received a comment from the lady, and please forgive me if I can't pronounce your name, and this isn't a rebuke. This is more of a, a teaching moment here, man. Right? So she had said her name is Hadasha Sholomite, something like that. And please forgive me. But she said, Debar Kabash, I was taught by an elder concerning this issue. In those days, the men and women did not sit together. And because of this, wives would ask their husbands to explain Paul's words. Of course, they were interpreting the service by doing so. This is the reason why Paul told them to ask their husbands when they get home. The fact that he said wait when they get home makes sense. Then she said, what about the prophetess Deborah? Did she not speak? Also, what happens when there is not a man in the home? Should the woman not teach? Then she said, I believe, well, let's stop there, right? Because, I want to read the whole thing. The prophetess Deborah, again, she was married, right, to a prophet. You see that? And that prophet, right, was, matter of fact, his name was, I want to say Barak. Let me see if I can grab that scripture there. I want to say it's in Judges, but I'm not going to go to the book of Judges, but I did want to read this here because, you have to understand that the Lord has always dealt with the man first. You see? Let's start here. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11. I'm going to read verse 31. And it reads, by faith, the harlot Rahab perished not with them that believed not when she had received the spies with peace. You see? So, you got to, really understand and read, right, about what happened to Rahab. You see that? She pretty much was, she received mercy, right, because she was looking out for the Israelites. You see? Anyway, so let's keep going here, right? Verse 32, and it reads, and what shall I say? Slakia, and what shall I more say? For the time would fail me to tell of Gideon, right? And of Barak, right? Which is, Deborah's husband, man. And of Samson, and of Jephthah, of David also, and Saul, and of the prophets. You see, so I want to read this here because the Lord has always dealt with his prophets, and his prophets are usually men. You see that? So, a lot of people, they like to say, well, what about Deborah? Things like that. You got to realize that the Lord, right, allowed, Deborah to receive what she received just to give it to Barak. You see that? So again, the Lord, he always has dealt with men. It's always been about order. Matter of fact, let me read that scripture. Right? The Lord has always dealt with order. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3, and it reads, but I would have you know that the head, right, of every man is Hamashiach. You see that? A woman is not the head of a man. Right? Only Hamashiach, Yahawashi, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, is. You see? Continuing on, here's the point. And the head of the woman, right, is the man. You see that? I don't have to break that down. And the head of Hamashiach is Yahawashi. Shlaka is Yahweh, slip of the tongue. Right? So everything has always been about order. You see? And I'm going to grab that scripture too. So I'm going to go back to the comment here, and it's kind of lengthy. Anyway, let's keep going here. And she said, the fact that he said wait when they get home makes sense. What about the prophetess Deborah? Did she not speak? Well, she spoke, right? But the words were given unto who? Barak. I just proved it, man. You see that? The Lord has always dealt with a man. You see? As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and grab that too. This is the book of Ezekiel, right? Chapter 34, verse 31. It reads, and ye my flock, right? The flock of my pasture, right, are men. You see that? It doesn't say women. You see? The flock of the Lord's pasture are men. These are the men that you see out there presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice. Right? These are the men that you see out there, right, on the highways and the hedges, man, right, telling our people to do what? To repent, right? The prophets of the Lord have always, came on the scene when a rulership was ready to come to an end, man. And right now, we are in Esau's rulership. You see that? And we're prophesying what? The end of his rulership. You see, we're warning you about the MOTB. We're warning you about World War III. We're warning you about the time of Jacob's trouble, right? And we're warning you individuals, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, right, to seek the Lord, man, right? To call and worship on the names of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, right? And we're also warning you women out there, right, that everything has to be done in order. You see? Anyway, Ezekiel 34:31. And ye, my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men, and I am your power, saith the Lord Yahweh. You see, so the Lord, you know, yeah, man. All right, it's always been a man. Anyway, so let's keep going here. Let me go back to that comment if I can find it. Anyway, it says, and what happens when there is no man in the home? You see, so hey, well, you know, now we're under the rulership of Esau, Edom, right? And he told you women that are out there, right? You don't need a man. You even got Israelite women that are telling you that, you know, that you know, they don't need men, right? You constantly seeing this bickering back and forth, right? This bug out bickering, right, between men and women, talk about they don't need each other, you know? So, you know, you need to pray to the Lord and ask the Lord to send you a man of the Lord. You see? Anyway, let me see here. And then it says, then she read, or then she wrote, should the woman teach? I believe that women should not be pastors or evangelists, right? But I am convinced, Shlaki, I am convinced according to the word that a woman should not speak his words. Is there other scripture? I believe that the Creator gave only one scripture concerning the law, okay? I am not a preacher by any means. There are many who will use the conduit of my message to find you and many of God's prophets. I encourage people to be Bible believers, and that's what we believe. You know, scripture say, eat the whole roll. We believe the whole Bible. You see that? Old Testament, right? Which a part of the Old Testament is the Apocrypha, right? In the New Testament, man. You see? So, you know, we believe the whole Bible. Anyway, she says, is there a sin in that? There's no doubt in my mind that the Most High has given the leadership roles to men. I am quite content with what the Most High has commanded. Shalom. You know, so you pretty much get it, you know, but, you know, as a woman, all right, it's really not your job to be teaching. You know, now, if you want to teach, all right, matter of fact, let's go ahead and read that real quick. If you want to teach, this is the book, right, of Romans, chapter 13, and I'm going to start at the top, verse 1. And it reads, let every soul, matter of fact, let me see here. You know what, I'm going to read it. Romans chapter 13, verse 1, it reads, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. You see? So as a man of the Lord, I'm subject to the higher powers, you see? And also you women out there, right, you should be subject to your higher power. We just read it, you know, just read about the order in the household, see? And the kids, you know, I mean, because you got to think about it like this. What if the kids was trying to usurp authority over their parents? You see, that'll be a relationship, right, that's out of order, man. You know, so for a woman to teach and try to step into a man's role, that's out of order. You see, so we should be subject to the higher powers. Anyway, for there is no power but of the Most High. The powers that are, Shlaki, that be, are ordained from the Most High. You see, so everybody has a position. Verse 2, and it reads, whosoever therefore resisteth the power, right, resisteth the ordinance of the Most High. And they that resist, right, check this out, it says, they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. You see, so, you know, this is why it's important to have order. You see that? See, one thing about the law, statutes, and commandments, right, which were given only to the Israelites, right, it teaches us order. You know, so, you know, as a woman, right, you really should stay in order. right? And it goes for you, you know, yeah, man. It goes for all of us. All of us should remain in order. You see? So let me see here. Let's grab the precept that I wanted to grab. This is the book, right? Because as a woman, right, if you want to teach, this is what you should be doing. Titus chapter 2, verse 3, and it reads, the aged woman likewise, right, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers, not given much wine, teachers of good things. You see that? So, you know, if you want to be a woman of the Lord, these are the things that you should practice, man. You see, teachers of good things. Listen to this. It says that they, right, talk about who? The aged woman. That they may teach the younger women. You see that? To be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children. You see that? So if you want to teach, right, you know, and again, you know, this is not a rebuke, right? This is for edification purpose. All the lessons I do are really for edification purposes, right? But again, if you run across this lesson, I really hope that you will be edified by this lesson, man, right? Because there's a lot of women, right? And we've met them in the past. There's a lot of women that when they first came into the truth and started reading the scriptures, right, they felt like it's the spirit that jumped on me to want to teach. But when you run across them in the Lord, we're telling you, or we're going to tell you that it's really not your job to teach. You want to teach the younger women. You see that? If you want to teach, you know, do a video about how to cook something or how to sew something. You see that? But as far as going to the words of the Lord, you really shouldn't be doing that, because you could say something. If you try to go into some, you know, prophetic scriptures, you could say something and you could lead other people astray. You see, because the visions came to the prophets. You see that, which are men. I hope that made sense, man. Right? And there are sisters that are out there that will vouch that, hey, look, it's not my job to teach. It's the men's job to teach. Right? But I know how you women, you know, you guys get this little fire in you and you want to teach things like that, you know, but it's really not your job to do so. Because believe it or not, there's a bunch of weirdo men that may run across your videos. And yes, I'm talking to you. It's a bunch of weirdo men that are out here that may run across your videos, and instead of listening to what you have to say, they're probably lusting after you. You know, and, you know, again, you know, these people here don't have no turn off button, man. You see? So again, I hope that this lesson here makes sense. You know, so let's go back to the to some of these comments. And again, I'm not gonna keep this lesson too much longer. All right, then he said, let me jump down. Let me see here. Then I said, let's read my comment. I said, you asked about Deborah, who was Yahushua dealing with. That's right. Her husband, or her husband. You see that? And he was dealing with her husband. You see? And I read, I posted Hebrews chapter 11, verse 32. You see that? And I just read that. Then she said, so are you saying that I should be mute until there's a man to teach me? No, you don't have to be mute, you know, and a lot of times when we tell women to be quiet, it's not like we're telling you to put a piece of tape over your mouth all day, every day, you know, 365 days, you know, but what we're telling you to do is just, you know, keep the teaching part, or allow us men to do the teaching part, man. You see that? Because as a woman, again, you could go off and you could say something that's not right. Then you're really going to have men that are going to rebuke you, man. You know, for teaching false doctrine and also adding and taking away from the scriptures. You see? So, no, you don't have to be mute. You know, you can teach the younger women. You know, but it's, again, you know, as far as, you know, doing the grunt work, this is what the men are doing. You see that? When this truth came out on the scene, you know, or came on the scene, right, it wasn't women that, you know, woke people up to this truth. It was men that did it. Starting with Elder Abba Bivens. Anyway, she said, let me see. She said, the Bible says the Holy Spirit will teach us. That's right. And the Holy Spirit did teach us. It taught me. You see that? I was compelled through the Spirit to listen to the men. You see that? They were teaching this 100% truth. You know, and there are women that are listening too in the background. When we do these videos, it's women that listen. It's not just men, it's women too. You know, so again, you know, we're not telling you to, you know, just to walk around here on mute, you know, but we're telling you that the prophet's job is the man's. And let me see here. And she said, don't get me wrong, I believe the word of the Most High. It just so happens that presently my maker is my husband. Okay, so, you know, that's the, you know, I feel like that was the kind of thing that kind of made me, you know, because the husband of the Lord, right, or the Lord doesn't have a husband. You see that? You know, now, of course, you know, when you read the scriptures, you know, it talks about the bride and the bridegroom, you know, because Israel, you see that, is the husband, or Israel is the wife of Yahawashi. You see, but you can't just go directly to Yahweh and say, that's my husband. As a matter of fact, let me grab that scripture. You know, because scriptures say that Yahawashi, he is the way and the truth and the light. Let me see. I am the door. Right? Let's grab that. You know, because you got a lot of people out there that'll say that, you know, well, the Lord is my husband and lousy block. The Lord not even dealing with us on this side. You see that the Lord sent the mediator, which is Yahawashi, to mediate for us. You see? Let's grab this. This is the book of St. John, chapter 10, verse 9. It reads, I am the door. You see, this is a red letter, Yahawashi speaking, right? Who the word ignorantly called Jesus. I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved and shall go in and out and find pasture. You see that? So Yahawashi, he's the door, man. All right. And of course, you know, because again, we read about the order, right, of the woman, the man, you know, Yahawashi, Yahweh. You can't just, you know, because everything should be, matter of fact, let's see here. Everything should be done decently and in order. Let me see if I can grab that. Let's grab this here. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14, verse 33, and it reads, for the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. You see that? So the Lord has always been the author, you know, of peace. You see? Confusion comes from, you know, demons, man. You see? That are actually sent by the Lord. You know? But anyway, let's keep going here, right? And it reads, let your women keep silence in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also saith the law. You see, so I want to bring out this precept here, right? Because the Lord has always been the author, or the Lord is not the author of confusion. But you got a lot of people that read the scriptures, especially women, they get confused and think, well, you know, well, I can teach. And no, the scriptures tell you that you're not supposed to do so. But if you're confused about that, then, you know, yeah. You know, so just wanted to, you know, bring this out. Let me see here. I don't know how I keep losing the dang on comments. Anyway, then she said, yeah, you know, so she said that, you know, my maker is my husband, and that's not true. You know, anyway, it is wonderful. It is a wonderful privilege to have a priest in the house or a priest in the home. However, sometimes it is not so. Meanwhile, my Bible is my source of strength and comfort. That's right. You know, Yahawashi, he is the comforter. You see, scriptures say that, you know, howbeit that we need none of these things, except we have the holy books of scriptures to comfort us. You see, so Yahawashi comes in the volume of a book, so he is comforting, right? And it reads, she said, meanwhile, my Bible is the source of my strength and comfort, and I'm grateful. Shalom, brother. Right? And I told her, I said, I'll do a lesson to respond to your questions. You know, so this is the, you know, this is the lesson, you know, and Shalaki, I didn't mean for it to be long-winded. You know, Jake got great, go to camp. But, you know, I hope that you really learn something, you know, because when you go into that word prophetess, right, as a matter of fact, let me see if I can, I think I got it pulled up. Let's grab the word prophetess. You know, because Miriam was also a prophetess. You see that? But guess what happened to Miriam, right? For stepping out of bounds and trying to usurp authority over man. The Lord cast her out of the temple, man, for 7 days and took the pigment from her, man. You see? Anyway, so let's go back to that. Let's grab the word prophetess and just read it. Read the definition. All right. This is why it's important to always read, read your words or look up your words. Prophetess. Let's look that up real quick. All right. Let's just grab the words. Exodus 15 and 20. Let me see. Let's grab it. Right, because it says Miriam was a prophetess. Let me see here. Shalakia. Let's go here. Please forgive me. I don't know what the heck is going on here. I'm trying to grab the word prophetess. But let me see here. I tell you what. Now the lesson is being longer than what I intended it to be. Let's grab the word prophetess. P-R-O-P. If not, I'll just look it up in the Common Dictionary. Dang, it won't let me, it will, but I gotta, you know what? Please forgive me, brothers and sisters. It's not letting me do what I would like to do. But pretty much a prophetess is a woman that's married to a prophet. Let me see if I can grab the Common Dictionary. Bear with me, brothers. Prophetess meaning. Let's grab this. A prophetess.
Prophetess.
It says a female prophet. Now that does not mean, right, that you're supposed to go out there and teach. Right, it just means that somebody that's simply married, right, to a prophet. And I really want to grab that. You know what? I'm gonna grab it. I don't know how, but I'm gonna figure it out. Right? Let me see. See all of Exodus 15 and return. Let me see here. I can't believe that it's acting like that for me, but. Prophetess. Matter of fact, let's do this here. Exodus 15. The point for the lesson, was to be edifying. So, if you got a short attention span, this isn't for everybody. This is really for that lady there. Let me see if I can find the word prophetess. Okay, Miriam the prophetess. Let's grab that real quick. And Shalakia for that, I'm brain fart. The prophetess.
Strong's H 5031. Neviah.
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 And Neviah. And the definition is definition D. It says wife of Isaiah the prophet. You see that? So the point is, right, that that a prophet really is just, or a prophetess is really just a woman that's married to a prophet. You see that? So again, I want to do this lesson here real quick through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. And please forgive me that it was so long-winded. Jake didn't have everything together, but Yahweh Ratazah, you edified by this lesson. To the next time I say, Shalom.